Hello and welcome to today's video. We're in bank reconciliation statement and we're going to see another question of case 4. Case 4 is where we are starting with an unfavorable passbook balance. So let's get into the question. They're asking us to start with the passbook balance. And they've also given us the cash flow credit balance. Okay, yay. So since they have asked us to ascertain the balance as per Mr. Gami's cash book, we have to start with the passbook balance. So overdraft passbook is 12,000. So let's write that down. Balance as per passbook debit 12,000. Let's see the next transaction. Checks issued to creditors amounting to rupees 20,000 in the month of March, of which checks worth rupees 3,000 were presented to the bank up to 31st March 2015. So what this means is that checks worth rupees 20,000 were issued to creditors, but in March 2015 only checks worth rupees 3,000 were presented to the bank. That means rupees 17,000 is still there in our passbook. So what does this mean? Our passbook balance is more by rupees 17,000 than our cash book, and if I want to equalize the two, then I'll have to deduct this 17,000 from my passbook. Checks worth rupees 20,000 were issued to the creditors. So in my cash book 20,000 rupees has been deducted, but in my passbook what happened? They presented checks worth rupees 3,000 to the bank. So in my passbook only 3,000 has been deducted. I still have 17,000 in the bank, and if I want to equalize the two, then I'll have to deduct this 17,000. Check issued but not yet presented. $17,000. Okay, let's see the next transaction. A check of rupees 6,000 was received from Mr. Raj, was deposited in the bank account on 26th March, but no entry was passed in the cash book. The same was collected and credited to Mr. Gami's account on 29th March 2015. So we have received a check from Mr. Raj which was deposited in the bank, but this was not yet entered in our cash book. And then this check which was deposited on 26th March got credited on 29th March. It's still within 31st March, which is our period, so we can consider it. That means our passbook is having more balance of 6,000 more than my cash book. In my cash book I have not recorded that I have received this check, but it has gotten credited in my bank account. So my passbook balance is more than my cash book, and if I want to equalize the two, then I have to deduct this 6,000. Check received not recorded in cash book. 6,000. A bank draft of rupees 5,000 favoring R.K. Gupta, Bangalore, issued by the bankers were encashed by the payee on 10th April. It related bank charges of 40 rupees which were not recorded in the cash book. The way bank drafts work is, so whenever a bank draft is made, payment is immediately made to the bank for how much ever worth the draft is. So the company has drawn a bank draft worth rupees 5,000 favoring R.K. Gupta. So we have immediately paid off 5,000 rupees to the bank, and that has been recorded in our books. This draft gets encashed by Mr. R.K. Gupta at Bangalore. It will not affect our cash book nor will it affect our passbook because we have already made the payment. Okay, it will not affect our passbook. It won't even in cash book we have already recorded, so it won't affect our passbook. So this 5,000 rupees, since it's a bank draft, we won't be recording it in our bank reconciliation statement. However, this bank charges of 40 rupees was not recorded in the cash book. This 40 rupees bank charge will be deducted from our bank account. So, our passbook is having a lesser balance. So, our cash book is having more balance of 40 rupees than our passbook. And if I need to equalize the two, then I need to add this 40 rupees to my passbook balance. So, I will add here bank draft charge rupees 40. Let's see the last transaction. The passbook showed that the bank had collected 4,000 rupees as interest on government securities. Okay, and then the bank has charged interest 500 and bank charges were 200 were not recorded in the cash book. Okay, so let's do this separately. Now the passbook is having a higher balance than my cash book. So I will have to deduct this 4,000. Government securities interest has directly been credited in my passbook, but this transaction has not been recorded in my cash book. This means that my passbook has a higher balance than my cash book. Therefore, to equalize the two, I will deduct this amount. Government securities interest received not recorded in cash book 4,000. I am deducting this. Now, bank has charged interest of 500 and charges of 200. So that means my passbook balance is lesser by 700 rupees than my cash book balance. And if I want to equalize the two, then I'll have to add. So I will add this amount. 700 I will add. Bank interest charged rupees 500. Bank charges rupees 200. Okay. Now we have done all the transactions. Let's check our balance as per cash book. We should get the figure that has been mentioned in the question. Let's compute. Credit 38,260. Okay, we should get 38,260. Here we should get a credit balance. So minus 12,000 plus 40 plus 500 plus 200 minus 17,000 minus 6,000 minus 4,000 gives me a balance of 38,260. Okay. Is that what I got in my question? Yes, 38,260. That means we have correctly reconciled our passbook with our cash book. So this means that we have correctly reconciled our passbook with our cash book. And yeah, this was another example of case 4. If you have any doubts, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I'd love to answer your questions. That's all for this video. See you in the next one.